Warning: this video contains graphic content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Around New Jersey, around the clock. This is News 12 New Jersey.
My daughter saw everything. Saw me get choked and hit and slapped and beaten up.
Caught on camera, a home invasion so violent it's difficult to watch. A young mother viciously attacked in front of her terrified 3-year-old.
What happens next is frightening. What would you do in this situation? Would you fight back? Would you run? What about your daughter, son, wife, or any other loved one? What would they do? What could they do? Wouldn't you love to know some secret karate move and take down the attacker with a spinning fly kick or something? It'd be nice, wouldn't it? Just like in the movies? But I'm afraid it doesn't happen like that in real life. But what if there really was one secret move that you knew that could take down any attacker in just seconds? What if, even if the attacker is bigger, stronger, and more aggressive, this special move could literally make them collapse and beg for your mercy without you even breaking a sweat? Is that something that you'd be interested in learning? And I'm not talking about taekwondo, kickboxing, judo, or any other self-defense training like that. Because, well, in my eyes, these are sports. They're not for the real world. And if you do have martial arts training already, then you need to pay extra special attention because the moves in just about all martial arts are not natural, they're not instinctive, and they can give you a false sense of security. What I'm talking about is simple, fast, and highly effective. In fact, after I show you the black zone approach, you'll easily be able to knock out anybody in less than 2 seconds flat. So ignore any distractions and get ready to take notes, because in the next 6 minutes, I'm going to share with you some highly effective military-style self-defense techniques that'll give you the power to take out any opponent in the blink of an eye. In fact, as you'll see later, you'll be able to take out multiple armed attackers, even if you're 5 feet tall and weigh no more than 100 pounds. This is exactly what one of my students did, and she shares her story of how she did it in just a moment. You're about to learn something that could save your life, or you could save somebody else's life, so pay attention. Remember, this isn't just about your protection. This is about your wife, son, daughter, or any other loved one. My name is John Hartman. I'm a retired member of the United States Armed Forces and a certified disaster and survival expert. I have 15 years of military-style self-defense training under my belt, and I guarantee that you've never seen or heard of the secret methods that I'm about to show you. In fact, these secrets are under close guard because if the wrong person were to learn these secrets, they could be very dangerous and virtually unstoppable. Now, before I expose my favorite method to taking out an attacker, I want to first put you in a scary situation, just so you know exactly why I'm sharing this secret information with the public. You come home from work. You notice the door is wide open. You step inside and you see the house is a mess. The TV is smashed on the floor. Chairs are knocked over. Then you hear a scream. You start to panic and call out your wife's name. No response. You race to the bedroom and you see your wife is tied to a chair. She's looking at you with wide eyes and tears running down her cheeks. There's a gun pointed directly to her head. What do? Do you have a plan? Does your wife have a plan? Be quick. You only have 1/10 of a second to react. But don't make the wrong move, because it could get you killed. You don't know what to do? Then listen up, because this type of scenario isn't as uncommon as you might think. In fact, I've just told you a true story. It's my story, and it's my wife. It happened just over 5 years ago, and I'll never forget the look on my wife's face when I walked into our bedroom and saw her tied up. Man, it haunts me every night. We were both able to make it out alive that day, and the only reason that we did is because of the training that I'd received over the years. If I didn't have the knowledge, then the situation could have been a lot worse. I could have lost my wife that day, and 2 beautiful girls wouldn't have a mother. But at the end of the day, the whole situation was a blessing. It made me realize how important family is and how in an instant you could lose everything that you worked so hard for. That's why I feel it's so darn important that everybody must know this simple trick to beating the bad guy. Because I'm not the only person that faces situations like this. An estimated 3.7 million household burglaries occur each year on average, and 28% of these occur when a household member is present. Plus, in 7% of all burglaries, a household member experiences some form of violent victimization. Just FYI, this translates to about 266,560 people per year that suffer from a violent attack in their own home. This information was posted by the Bureau of Justice Statistics, and it really paints a frightening picture. But if you watch this presentation to the very end, I put my hand on my heart and promise to you that no matter if you're male, female, young, old, weak, or strong, you will be able to disarm any attacker in seconds and bring them to their knees, even if you've had zero self-defense training. Hey, it'll be like you have magical powers and nobody will be able to bring harm to you or your family. Like looking into a crystal ball, you'll be able to see the future and accurately predict their next move. You will always be one step ahead of any attacker. So, like I was saying, the situation with my wife happened just over 5 years ago. And ever since then, I set it as my life's mission to share my story of how I beat this crook. I started out by holding training seminars. Every Wednesday night for an hour, I'd have a class of up to 20 students, and I'd train them my secret military-style defense techniques. After just 3 months, the word got out about my training seminars, and I eventually saw over 50 people per class and even held 2 extra classes during the week to fit everybody in. My clients were amazed with what they were learning. They couldn't believe how easy it was to disarm somebody and put them to the ground. I had one student in particular. His name was Brian, and he was a 62-year-old that thought he would never be able to defend himself. He thought he was too weak. Well, after coming to just 4 of my training seminars, he wanted to try out his new move on one of the more advanced fighters. In less than 10 seconds, Brian was able to take down a 38-year-old man with over 8 years of martial art experience. He was shocked and couldn't believe that with such a tiny move, he was able to make the other guy squeal like a little girl. People started talking about my style of training, and I was receiving far more students than I could handle. There was no way that I could possibly train everybody that was contacting me, and I felt guilty for turning people away because my classes were full. I felt guilty because I was telling these people, no, sorry, I can't help you learn the secrets that could one day save your life. Every time I turned somebody away, I could see my wife's face as she was tied to the chair. I couldn't turn off the voice in my head that was telling me it's my duty to help these people. I had to think of a way to duplicate myself. After all, I couldn't live with the fact that I could send somebody away that then gets attacked the very next day. That I could be responsible for putting somebody in the same situation I was in 5 years ago without the knowledge to get out alive. So after more than 6 months of tweaking and refining, I created a simple step-by-step training program that exposes the world's most effective and dangerous self-defense tactics. I created the ultimate program to surviving a life-threatening attack. I call it Fight for Family. I gave it this name because this is more than just a self-defense course. This is about total family protection by using some closely guarded military fighting tactics. But before releasing my training program to the public, I wanted to make sure it was the real deal. I wanted to be 100% confident that this training program could be used by anybody at any fitness level. So after I'd completed my take-home training plan, I handed out 100 copies to my newest students. These were guys and gals of all ages that had little to zero fighting experience. I told them it was their homework for the week, that they needed to go through each module from start to finish and master one of the techniques. A week later, I held my next round of self-defense classes, and I asked those students to show me a few of the moves that they'd learned. To my amazement, every single one of my students had mastered my entire program. Not just the one move like I'd told them to. Even Sam, a 72-year-old grandfather, was able to throw around students almost double his size. It was the solid proof that I was looking for. I now knew that anybody, no matter their age, sex, or fitness level, could use my tactics to defend themselves on the street. After word spread about the Fight for Family program, I started getting thank you letters from people all over the country. Here's a few recent comments from those that have tried and tested my secrets. Michelle from Florida writes, "I'm writing you this email to let you know that you've basically saved my life. Last week I went to my local store about 10 p.m., and when I was walking back to my car, I was jumped by two large men that wanted my money. As soon as I felt the cold edge of a knife blade on my throat, I knew I had to do something. Thanks to your training program, I was able to break the knee of the guy that was holding me and run back into the shop. The cops came to the scene in about 10 minutes and arrested one of the men as he laid in the parking lot, holding his knee. I think he even cried a little." And Tim from Colorado writes, "I'm 17 years old and have been putting up with bullies for the last 12 months. I decided enough was enough. I started using your training package a few weeks ago and felt confident enough to use your second-to-last method against a guy that was almost double my weight. I was amazed. I easily put him on the ground in front of all his friends, and he hasn't said a mean word to me since. In fact, all his friends are actually being nice to me. Thanks, John. Your training course has really turned my life around." And one more from Derek in Nevada, who writes, "This is the best self-defense course ever. You can have all the guns in the world, but in many situations you simply can't pull out a gun and shoot somebody. This training gives you the knowledge to protect yourself every second of every day. Guns simply don't offer you the protection that these simple moves do. I can't recommend your training program enough." This is real feedback from people just like yourself. They decided the right thing to do was learn everything they could about self-defense because they knew that one day it could save their life. After a short training session from the Fight for Family program, here's what you're going to learn. The devastating weapon you have on you almost all the time. Use this weapon properly and your attacker won't stand a chance. The primal move that's instinctively your best fighting tactic. You're born with this weapon, and I show you how to use it properly. Special ops secrets for escaping ropes, handcuffs, duct tape, and zip ties in 15 seconds or less. This is one of the first things every military soldier learns to do, and it could easily save your life in the face of an attack. How to easily knock somebody out cold while holding a hamburger in one hand and a soda in the other. This is very cool. Why using your fist in a fight could be your biggest mistake ever. I'm going to teach you something that's far more powerful and damaging. The hard to soft tactic, where I'll show you how to easily break noses, teeth, or knock out your opponent with one simple but brutal movement. The one thing you should never do when you're being followed on the street. Do this one thing and you're going to be in a lot of pain. 4 things that you can buy at your local hardware store for under $17 that'll create a near fortress within your home. Hey, who said protecting your family and loved ones needs to be expensive? You just use these common items for pennies instead. Plus 6 more of my closely guarded fighting tactics, some of which I don't even want to list on here and should only be used in life-threatening situations. The reality is, when you're armed with the top secret information found in the Fight for Family program, you don't have to worry about home invasions from wild and unpredictable drug addicts or being assaulted on the street, because you'll know exactly what to do. You'll be in the right frame of mind to make small but very precise movements that will allow you to escape unharmed. Now, this is your invitation to join my other students. I want you to have the same feeling that they have, the feeling of confidence, strength, and power. Now, in the past, I charged my students $899 for my 8-week live training. But even though the Fight for Family program teaches far more than I could ever teach with 8 sessions, I'm going to do something a little crazy. I'm offering my take-home training program for a fraction of this, not $399 or even $299. You can now get the entire program for just $99. But for as long as this discount video is live, I'll let you have total access for a dinky one-time cost of just $49. But this price is very limited and it will go back up. Don't get angry if you come back tomorrow and you notice the price has doubled back up to $99. I'm only accepting 250 new students at this discounted price, so make sure that you lock in your position today. Oh, and just to make this a total no-brainer, I want to throw in something that I've been personally working on for a few months now. I'm going to give you 3 of my premium self-defense programs to take your training to the next level, and they're absolutely free. The first free bonus you're going to get is called Underground Weapons. It's a complete guide to building weapons from parts that you can find laying around your home or your local hardware store. In this bonus, you're going to get complete step-by-step instructions to build 5 dangerous weapons that can be used to protect yourself and your family. You'll be getting building instructions for a collapsible steel baton, a highly potent pepper spray, a powerful slingshot, a thermite bomb, and a PVC bow. Remember, these are weapons, so please take absolute care when building and testing to avoid harm to yourself and others. Valued at $79, Underground Weapons is included absolutely free when you order the Fight for Family program today. Your second premium bonus is called Fighting Fit. It's a complete video training series of my at-home fitness routine. You get a huge 22 videos and 53 minutes of high-quality training. Follow these videos, and I promise no matter how weak you think you are right now, you'll have the strength and speed to fend off even the most aggressive attackers. This video series has been selling separately for $119, but I'm going to give it to you for free when you order today. And finally, the third premium self-defense bonus is called Plan B Defense. When all else fails, you should use these tactics to end the confrontation. Now, whether that means running away or taking a life, the Plan B guide is your last resort to surviving any situation. Get this premium guide valued at $59 right now as a completely free bonus. That brings the bonus products alone to a value of $257, and you get them all for free when you order the Fight for Family program today. Now remember, I'm only accepting 250 new students at the discounted price, so you need to act now and click the Add to Cart button under this video. You'll then go to our secure checkout page to get instant access to the entire Fight for Family training program. And if you're worried that this training program might not be for you, then take a deep breath and relax, because with my ironclad guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Test out everything for 60 days, and if you don't find value in the Fight for Family program, then I'll personally refund your investment straight back into your account. No hassles and no questions. We'll simply cancel your position and allow somebody else to join. After all, due to the limited number of students I can take on, I only want those that will actually benefit from my program. Now it's crunch time, and you need to make a decision. You have 2 choices. Choice 1. You can simply close this page and continue your life oblivious to the fact that you're somebody's target. Every time that you walk outside with $10 in your pocket, you're a target. Every time you walk to your car with keys in your hand, you're a target. It may not happen today. It may not happen tomorrow. But if something ever did happen, you're in trouble just because you decided to close this page today. Then there's choice 2. I call this the hero's choice. You can be the hero by protecting yourself and your family by using some simple and swift tactics that I teach in the program. You'll learn how to read movements and predict the future so you're always one step ahead of any attacker. It's a no-brainer in my eyes, and I've done my absolute best to provide the ultimate package for you and your family. Make the right choice. If not for you, do it for your family. They deserve to have somebody with the knowledge to protect them. Simply click the Add to Cart button that's below this video and get access to the entire training program. Again, here's a quick recap of what you get when you order today. The Fight for Family program, where you learn my special techniques to protect yourself and your family from home invasions, muggings, kidnappings, and assaults. The Underground Weapons Guide, where you get complete DIY instructions to build 5 different weapons from parts that you can find at home or your local hardware store. The Fighting Fit video series with 22 videos and 53 minutes of live training. This video series will increase your speed and strength in no time. Plus, you get my Plan B defense guide. You must always have a backup plan, and this provides you with a last resort to surviving any situation. With a total value of $352, you can get everything right now for the one-time cost of just $49. Don't risk being unprepared. Don't put your family at risk. Get your copy of the Fight for Family training program by clicking the Add to Cart button below this video, and in just minutes you can begin learning these closely guarded military-style moves. My students are thrilled with what they've learned, and I'm always told how they feel more confident and powerful, that they have far more self-esteem, and that they aren't afraid of confrontation because they know how to deal with the troublemakers. Here's what some of my latest students are saying. Wow, John, your fight tactics are in a class of their own. I'm only a little guy, so I've always been worried about getting into a physical confrontation with a thief. Your secrets to beating these crooks are awesome. That was from Phil in Colorado. Here's another comment from Frank in Texas. As soon as I received the program, I called my children into the living room to show them a few moves. We practice a different technique each night, and I feel more relaxed knowing my children have this knowledge. Thank you for creating this program. It's priceless. And one from Chris in Tennessee. I didn't realize how vulnerable I actually was. I truly hope every family has a copy of your program because I can see without a doubt it will save many lives. Now it's time to get serious. Serious about self-protection. Serious about family protection, and serious about taking the first step. I want you to be my newest student and take your first step right now, risk-free. Now remember, there are only 250 positions available at the discounted price, and after they're full, the price doubles back up to $99. Click the Add to Cart button below this video and get your discounted access to the world's #1 self-defense program. I promise you won't regret learning my secrets, and I promise you're going to feel super confident after just a few hours of training. If you're still sitting there but not sure if you can benefit from this training package, I want you to imagine yourself in this very common situation. You're out on a Friday night celebrating your friend's birthday. It's 11 p.m. and you decided to head home. While looking for a taxi, you're approached by 2 large men that are looking for trouble. They ask for your wallet, but really, you know they don't want it. They just want to fight. Do you know how to look for the obvious weakness in these men? Do you know a fast and easy way that'll save yourself from being beaten to a bloody pulp? Do you know how to fight back and make sure you come out on top? If not, then you need to get your hands on this training package. And you need to get it while I'm still offering the 50% discount. So let's go. Click the Add to Cart button. Claim your Fight for Family training package, and I'll see you on the inside. Still here? Perhaps you have a few questions before you join. Here are the 3 most common questions that I receive. Can females learn this information too? Yes, I cater for females in the training program. I understand that most females aren't as strong as the males, which is why this type of training is far more effective than conventional methods of self-defense. When can I start? As soon as you hit the Add to Cart button, you're taken to our secure payment page. Simply fill out this page and you'll get instant access to the program and training videos. Is this really risk-free? Yes, this is 100% risk-free. We proudly stand by our 60-day guarantee. If you don't feel safer, more confident, and more powerful after going through the training program, then you can simply request your money back. We'll then process your refund within 48 hours, but usually much faster. Like I said earlier, I only have a limited number of new students I can accept at this price, and if you're not happy, I'd prefer to cancel your position and allow somebody else to benefit. So let's go. Start your risk-free training and take advantage of the discounted price by clicking the Add to Cart button below. I promise it will be the best thing you ever do.